YouTube fam, welcome back to the Top 10s. I hope you all are doing well. If you are a sports lover, then you are surely going to end up liking this video. Keep watching till the end. So by the time the clock struck midnight to take the world into the year 2010, we had already been given information about how vast the concept of big money entering the sport. Word of bumper baseball contracts and outrageous transfer fees in football had become commonplace, and really, it was a trend that began way back in the 90s. This is why it's strange to say that the relationship between money and sport has shifted even more dramatically in the decade that followed. Cash now flows through most sports more readily than ever before as advertisers jump on board and the beliefs of fitness and wellness become ever more popular. Well, at the very top of the tree, it has created some staggeringly rich people. You might be wondering, who were the top 10 highest paid athletes of the decade? If you want to know, then stay tuned till the end. I am sure you are excited right now. So let's begin with number 10 and make sure to stay tuned till number 1. Number 10. Lewis Hamilton. The only Formula One star to make the list, Hamilton has been on a fiery run for the past few years. Hamilton, who has claimed the Formula One title 6 times and has won it for the past 3 years, penned a contract with Mercedes, which will see him earn as much as £100 million in 3 years. Hamilton is the highest paid race driver in Formula One. The star also enjoys huge financial incentives from his several endorsement deals with brands such as Tommy Hilfiger, Bose, and Monster Energy. The most highly paid driver in F1 and still its most marketable. Hamilton enjoys a huge salary at Mercedes F1 and also earns from the endorsements that come along with it. Number 9. Kevin Durant. The second NBA star to make the list, Kevin Durant has had a phenomenal career throughout the decade, particularly towards the end of the decade. The two-time NBA champion who has been crowned NBA Finals MVP on 2 occasions signed a 4-year deal with the Brooklyn Nets for about $164 million in 2019. Durant was rated as the 10th highest paid athlete by Forbes in 2019. This basketball player, aside from LeBron, KD has arguably been the defining NBA talent of the decade, raking in a huge salary and a massive yearly check from Nike as a result. Number 8. Manny Pacquiao. An astute boxer turned politician, Manny Pacquiao, who is one of the top pay-per-view boxers in history, has earned over $1 billion from his pay-per-view fights. His 2015 Fight of the Century bout against Floyd Mayweather Jr. generated $400 million, the highest ever in his boxing career. Pacquiao, who currently serves as a senator in the Philippines, still fights in bouts. Perhaps the most profitable athlete ever to come out of Southeast Asia, Pacquiao's fiercely loyal fan base and speed saw him accrue global fame, culminating in a fight with Floyd Mayweather for which he earned hundreds of millions. His fights have earned over $1 billion in revenue combined. Number 7. Phil Mickelson. Philip Alfred Mickelson, nicknamed Lefty, is an American professional golfer. He has won 44 events on the PGA Tour, including 5 major championships, 3 Master titles, a PGA Championship, and an Open Championship. Mickelson is one of 12 players in the history of golf to win 3 of the 4 majors. The second golfer to make the list, Phil Mickelson, earned $480 million in the past decade. The golfer who has won 44 PGA Tour events earned the biggest win of his career after defeating Tiger Woods in 2018 to secure $9 million. Annually, Mickelson earns $36 million from endorsement deals. Also, a longtime number 2 to Tiger in the global golf standings, Mickelson put a decade of strong on-course earnings together, so he deserves to be on the list. Number 6. Tiger Woods. Ranked as the 6th highest paid athlete in the world is Tiger Woods, the reigning Masters champion. Following the scandal, which led several brands to part ways with the star, Wood's performance in recent years has helped build his reputation and solidified his endorsement earnings. The star, who earns $54 million from endorsement and sponsorship deals annually, won his first major title in 11 years in 2019. He has accumulated $615 million in earnings in the decade, and even throughout his golfing slump, Tiger carried his huge post-millennium earnings into a new decade, making bank off of massive contracts with the likes of Nike and Rolex. Number 5. Roger Federer. Roger Federer, the only tennis player to have won 20 Grand Slam singles. Roger Federer, who is hailed as one of the greatest tennis players in the world, ranks as the 5th highest paid athlete in the decade. Federer, who has earned about $129 million in prize money, earns as much as $86 million annually. In 2018, the ace tennis star penned a 10-year deal with Uniqlo worth $300 million. Cumulatively, the ace tennis star has earned $640 million in the decade. Perhaps the greatest tennis player ever, Federer was and is the poster boy for the sport. He carried this to sponsorship deals with the likes of Nike, Uniqlo, Wilson, Credit Suisse, and Rolex. Number 4. LeBron James. Four-time NBA MVP LeBron James is the 4th highest-paid athlete of the decade with $680 million. LeBron won the NBA championship on 3 occasions during the decade and emerged as the NBA Finals MVP on all 3 occasions. Aside from basketball, LeBron earns a very exorbitant sum from various endorsement deals. He earns as much as $53 million from various endorsements and sponsorship deals with Nike, Coca-Cola, Beats Electronics, and Kia Motors. His 2018 contract with the LA Lakers also shot up his earnings. Number 3. Lionel Messi. The top-paid athlete of 2019 generated $750 million in the decade. His performance, which was extremely laudable, was marred by his lack of success in international football. One of the saddest periods of the decade for the Argentine star was at the 2014 World Cup final, where La Albiceleste lost to a European rival, Germany, in a very heart-wrenching 1-0 defeat on South American soil. Messi commands a huge salary at FC Barcelona and is one of Adidas' most richly paid endorsees. Lionel Messi's financial package took a big leap as a result of his $92 million contract with Barcelona. Number 2. Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo, nicknamed CR7, placed second on the top-paid athlete of the decade with $800 million. The Juventus star had a very impressive run this decade. 3 times he led the former club Los Blancos to UEFA Champions League glory. His much-publicized move to Serie A side also bolstered the high financial packages he receives. Coupled with several endorsements and sponsorship deals with top brands such as Nike, his paycheck was bound to increase. Ronaldo, as of 2019, generates $109 million annually. Also, the most marketable man in football since David Beckham, Ronaldo enjoyed a huge salary at Real Madrid and Juventus, along with bumper endorsements at Nike and the advertising potential of the world's biggest social media following. Number 1. Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, who severed ties with Top Rank to set up his own boxing promotional firm, racked in as much as $915 million, the highest made by any athlete in the past 10 years. Despite not penning any exceptionally lucrative sponsorship deal, Mayweather's revenue for the past decade skyrocketed as a result of his 2015 Fight of the Century bout against Manny Pacquiao and his 2017 The Money money fight against UFC fighter Conor McGregor, which generated a combined $770 million. The fights which generated media attention and social media buzz were the two fights where Mayweather made the most money. He tops the list because per fight, no boxer has ever earned the amount Money has in the last decade. For just two fights in 2015 and 2017, he pocketed almost 500 million USD in earnings. Isn't that a huge amount? I mean, obviously it is. These were the top highest paid athletes of the decade. What do you think about this video? Which athlete is your favorite on this? Let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to drop your suggestions for our next video. We would be happy to know it. If you like this video, then don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the top 10s, and hit the bell icon to get notified first. Also, share this video with your friends, especially the ones who are sports lovers. See you soon in the next video. Till then, take care and stay safe.